I wanted to share with you something that my client was working on yesterday. He came to me and asked me how he could open up more to his partner. She was shutting down around him, and we were talking about the aspect of intimacy and, of course, infusing Tantra, which is self realization, self fulfillment, self connection, sovereignty in self, love in self, and opening the heart, self, opening thy heart, self, knowing thyself, and being able to then come to partner and go to partner with the open heart to then inspire in the partner, in your partner, in his partner, their open heart. And I gave him an exercise to practice, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm Robin Lynn. If you're tuning in and you're not quite sure what I do, I teach alchemy attraction in business, in self practice, and also in intimate relationships. I've been leading entrepreneurs around the world for the past specifically 10 years online, teaching online business and branding and automation and video presence. For those of you who don't know, I had an 11-year eating disorder, severe social anxiety, and did not know how to communicate and express myself vocally through my voice. I was a writer, so I would always hide behind my words as a writer and really deny myself of using my voice and communicating in a way that would help me and support me in what I really wanted, which was deep connection. And I just wanted to share for a moment before I get into this topic. This is my house. This is where I live. I live in the jungle, in the forest, on 28 acres. And it's magical. And I am swinging in my swing here. So, I infuse play and curiosity like Alice in Wonderland. And so one of the things that I shared with my client yesterday is to really connect deeply within yourself first, and to really dive into yourself and your heart first and expose that for your own self first, where you really feel safe within yourself first, and then go to partner, and then show up, and then expose the open heart, and then see what arises from there without needing to use words per se, but having the words come from the expression of heart, which is true intimacy and presence. And one of the things that happens in relationships, especially like my client who's been married for I think 14 years now, is that if you as one partner is not lighting up your own fire, you're not infusing your own sense of curiosity and passion with the mystery of your own life, if you're not doing that within yourself, and you're expecting your partner to bring that for you, I mean, that's kind of crazy, right? That's where we get into trouble, where it's like, well, you're not being this way, and they're looking at you like, well, are you being that way? Like, why would I show up that way and give that to you when you're not showing up that way with me? So it goes, reciprocity and presence, it goes both ways. So you have to show up. Have to is a strong word, but you want to show up fully present with your partner in intimacy, even if it's, for me, I practice with friends as well, showing up and showing up and showing up, and I may not agree with the way they're showing up, but it's not gonna reinforce me collapsing in myself. So that's where we practice. David Data talks a lot about that, where we don't want to collapse when we're not met with that level of expression that we desire. When we're not met with that high level potency that we desire, we tend to want to collapse within ourselves. And when we collapse, what's our partner going to do? They're going to show up stronger? They're going to show up with more intimacy? No. they're going to collapse and they're going to abandon, which probably reinforces your abandonment issues, right? And so in order to avoid the pattern replays, avoidant attachment, dismissal attachment, anxiety attachment, and move into stability and safety, healthy attachment with our partners or our intimate exchanges with our friends, loved ones, whoever we're exchanging connection with. A lot of times, when I work with clients, it is about me showing up fully and showing them intimacy, showing them what intimacy feels like, and showing them what presence feels like. And by me staying there no matter what and showing them that space no matter what, it gives them a re-establishment of what's possible. And I keep reinforcing that way of that vibration of presence, not collapsing, but opening. It's uncomfortable, opening, vulnerable, opening, being more real, being more raw, not necessarily needing to use my voice, my words, communicating it, but showing it through how I feel, resonate, vibrate my frequency. Okay. So law of attraction stuff a bit here, but also, deep intimacy presence, nonviolent communication as well. But I'm going a state deeper. I go into the Dharma, the Tao, and I go into Tantric self-sovereignty, Tantric union with self, and then I show up. And I practice that with myself, and I practice that with clients, and I ask them and invite them and initiate people into that experience. So anyway, my client messaged me this morning and said, okay, things were not going so great with my wife. And so I tried what you shared. So he said, I came home from work last night, wasn't feeling so hot. She wasn't feeling so hot. And instead of making a story about anything, instead of talking things out, I looked at her in the eyes, like I asked him to. I said, you look at her in the eyes, you take a breath, and you say, and you put your hand on your heart, and if possible, you put your hand on your partner's heart, and you connect. And he said to her, he asked her, can we renew this moment? Can we refresh this moment? Can we start from new? Which is, again, curiouser and curiouser, playing in the mystery, Alice in Wonderland. I wonder, being present. I wonder what this moment can bring, coming from somewhere new. The mystery. So he said, can we renew this moment together? Can we be in the moment fresh together? And he said she nodded. And they both took a deep breath, and then he said they embraced. And then he said it felt really, really good, and that they felt really connected in a way that they haven't felt in a very long time. And so a lot of times we go to fix things thinking that we can fix things. And it's not like dismissing the head, the mind, the mental state. We don't need to dismiss it. We just need to use it in a productive way. We need to use the mind in a productive way. Get the mind on board. But how can the mind be on board if the heart's not open? Where's the mind going to go? To what it knows from past association, patterns, and behaviors, right? Does this resonate, guys? Hi, guys. Good to see you. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if this resonates and if you have any questions. I am going to be starting a podcast on these kinds of topics and inviting people from around the world who I value. Also going into tantric discussions of this with business, with intimacy, with self. We're at a really powerful time right now to be able to expose this truth for ourselves, and to expose the truth for ourselves and to inspire that in others. So I invite you to connect. You hear the birds? I invite you to connect deeper within yourself, to open your heart. I invite you to initiate yourself into this practice, Take a deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Ground it, anchor it. Inhale through the throat. Exhale down to the chest through the heart. Really circulate the breath here. One more in. Exhale it. Really feel it in the chest, in the heart center. Honoring where you are, honoring what's real and true for you, asking, what is my truth? If I were to stand in my power and my truth, if I were to be rooted in my center of truth, in my power, what would that feel like? How would that express itself? Give yourself some space to really dive into that. Such a pleasure connecting with you guys. I'll be using Instagram more, so robin.lynn, ROBYN.LINN, and I'll let you know my podcast when I start releasing that as well. Have a beautiful day. Let me know how this resonates, and I'll talk to you soon.